What? I'm trying to film. What?
Can I have ice cream?
Yeah, stop coming in here.
Sorry.
Kids, ice cream. They want ice cream. What's up, guys? It's Rye here, Bull City Speed, bringing you another episode of
What's in the box?
That's right. This is the show where I bring you an awesome new product. I tell you why it's great. I show you how to use it, and I tell you where you can get it. And this week, we're talking about can openers. I'm not talking about the kind that you use to open your cat's food. You know who you are. I'm talking about this kind of cans. Oil filters. Why do you want to open up your oil filter? Well, I'll tell you. The oiling system in your car is the lifeblood of the engine. When the oil pressure drops, the party friggin' stops.
So who are you, man?
I'm the party pooper.
So if you want to figure out what's going inside of this bad boy before it becomes a catastrophic failure, well, the easiest way to get a picture of that is to cut open your oil filter every time you change the oil. Now, how can you do that? Well, there's a lot of different ways to do it. And I used to do this the old school method. I would take a hammer and a chisel, I'd put this thing in a vise, and I would split the can all the way around and pull this thing apart. Made a huge friggin' mess all over my garage. Finally, I got tired of spending more time cleaning up the mess than I did actually checking what was going on inside of this thing. And I bought one of these, and I'm gonna show you in a minute. The other problem with the hammer and chisel method is as you knock the can apart, you're going to strip a lot of the paint off of it, and you're generating more debris, which might be pushing it inside of here. It might be giving you a false indication of what's going on. All the debris that can be generated by your motor is going to end up inside of your oiling system and inside of this filter right here, whether it's aluminum, steel from the cam and lifters, or bearing material. If you ever had that gut-wrenching feeling when you drain the oil in your car, you might have been able to catch it early before you actually spun a rod bearing. The orange car back here, when last time I cut open the oil filter on it when I was concerned about something, we found a bunch of bearing material inside of the filter, and when we pulled the motor apart, we found that it had spun 4 rod bearings. But we caught it before it became completely catastrophic. It could have ended up really, really bad. If it broke a rod and went into block, goes under the tires, bad day, nobody wants that. So pay attention to what's going on inside of your motor. And here's the easiest way to do it. This is an oil filter cutting tool from Viking Racing. I got this on Amazon.com for $39.95 or something like that. Here's a box, it came in it. This is what's in the box. Packaging, don't care. This is the actual tool. It's very simple, and it's exactly like a can opener. Or if you've ever used one of those little hardline cutting tools, that's what this is on a much larger scale. This thing is really trick compared to some of the other tools that are out there because A, it's cheaper, and B, it goes really, really big. So if you got a big old girthy filter to fit in here, you can fit it. This thing will open freaking paint cans, guys. So here's how you use it. So first things first, you adjust it to size of your filter. Now, when you do this, this filter is clearly full of trash. I recommend always pulling off your O-ring on the top here and discarding it. And it's also just good insurance to make sure that that O-ring did not stick onto the filter housing on the block. If you've ever put an oil filter on and realized that there were 2 of those O-rings on there, you know it makes a huge mess. So get rid of that because it's gonna get in our way. Then all you do is take this tool, set it directly on the top, and then you can see right here, you tighten it down. See that little wheel? It looks like a pizza cutter. And that's essentially all this is. These 2 wheels over here guide it. This wheel over here cuts it. Now, you don't crank this thing down because if you crank it down, all it's gonna do is dent the can. It's not gonna do you any good. Give it a little bit of light pressure, and then you just spin this apparatus around, and then when it starts to turn freer and freer, keep pressure on the top up there. Or if you have this in a vise, just do like that. And as you turn it, you put down a little bit more pressure at a time. This goes a lot smoother when you have a filter that's used because everything's lubricated. Anyway, for the sake of Hollywood, let's fast forward this piece. Okay, dude, no joke, this literally took me 45 seconds to cut completely through this filter. And there you go. The top comes off. And then, debris free, you can pull the middle out. And now you can look inside of here. So on an oil filter, the dirt flows through the outside holes, gets pushed through the pleats and up through the middle and comes out of. So when it comes out of that hole, all the dirt and debris is going to be deposited in here. So if you want to figure out what's going on with your motor, if you see a bunch of trash inside of here, then you know you got a problem. Also, once you're done checking the pleats, you can actually look down inside the bottom of the can, get rid of that, and you can see this one is just, it's full of trash. So you can really figure out what is going on inside of your motor. This thing is a stupid simple tool, and it makes little to no mess whatsoever. All the junk is contained right inside of this apparatus right here, and this thing is awesome. 40 bucks, go get yourself one, and figure out what is going on inside of your motor. And that's it. That concludes this little rendition of what's in the box. Head over to Amazon.com if you want to get one of these, or hit up these guys right here, Bike Racing. This is the car that was in the box. Hit these guys up. Get yourself an oil filter cutter opener tool. This thing's awesome. It's a pretty handy piece of gear, and the money, it's really, really nice. It's cheaper than the alternatives out there. Also, support the people that support me, guys. BrianTooleyRacing.com. Shout out to those guys. Can't say enough. Viking Performance suspension products. Fantastic stuff. And last, and certainly the least, head over to YouTube and check out Clapped Out. My homie Logan, he's doing his best, guys. He really needs some help over there. Give him a like, follow, share, subscribe. Make him feel a little bit better. He's been kind of down, a little worried. Anyway, I'm Riot with Bull City Speed, and I'm out. Peace.